It was a moment of joy and excitement for staff of Onitsha Broadcasting Service ABS Onitsha station when the bid fell to their members who recently retired from service. We have details of this report from our studio.
The ABS Onitsha conference room was filled to capacity with the staff of the establishment who deemed it right to say thank you to them for their contributions toward the growth of the establishment and to tap from their blessings of retiring in sound health. The retired staff include former head of program department ABS Onitsha, Mrs. Uche Nweba, a chief presenter in English, Mrs. Esther Oba, a chief presenter in Igbo, Mrs. Eugenia Okoye, and Mr. Kandi Udeze Okosi, and engineering staff. Speaking during the event, the head of station Anambra Broadcasting Service Onitsha, Mrs. Ifoma Udechukwu, extolled the retired members to have served in the organization gallantly, commended all that attended to celebrate the years of hard work and efforts of the retired members.
Also, in a retirement, and the age of opportunity and when you will never experience a better yesterday in the name of Jesus.
On his part, the head of commercial unit Anambra Broadcasting Service Onitsha, Mr. Valentine Ogwejofo, lauded the retired members for their selfless service for 35 years, described them as radiant and dedicated staff, prayed God to broaden their coast. Mr. Ogwejofo called on the retired members to always render advice when necessary.
Some people never knew, but when you are going around, you see some people, you know one or two things you did from that person. At times, when the time comes, you now say, you become a reference point for good examples, not bad examples.
In a remark, the head of programs department Anambra Broadcasting Service Onitsha, Mr. O.C. Nwashile, commended the retired members, who he described as a hard-working and devoted colleagues.
To celebrate the efforts some staff put across in this service for over 35 years. I think they ought to have an applause for that.
Also speaking, head of engineering department, Mr. Ignatius Ezekwesili, described the retired members as heroes in their respective departments who discharged their duties diligently. Adding her voice, Mrs. Ngozi Ikenwaka of Programs Department called for orientation of the upcoming staff to enhance quality delivery. In their vote of thanks, the past HOP, Mrs. Uche Nweba, Mr. Kandi Udeze Okosi, thanked all for organizing the event aimed at celebrating their efforts, called on all to keep the ball rolling. Presentation of gifts to the retired staffs formed high point of the event. From Onitsha, Ifunanya Wankwo, reporting for ABS.